Urban legends. True scary stories. Our scary and horror stories are designed to send chills down your spine. Enjoy the spine-tingling stories thrill. Story number 1. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. On a desolate stretch of road, there's a chilling tale of a hitchhiker who appears on moonless nights. Drivers report picking up a young woman dressed in white, her face hidden by a veil. She gives an address, but when they arrive, she's gone. It's said she's the spirit of a bride who died on her wedding night, forever searching for her way home. Story number 2. The Babysitter and the Caller. Late one stormy night, a teenage babysitter receives a series of disturbing calls. The voice on the other end warns her to check on the children. She dismisses it as a prank until the last call reveals the calls are coming from inside the house. Terrified, she rushes upstairs, only to find the kids safe but the front door wide open. Story number 3. The Clown Statue. A family hires a new babysitter who's warned to avoid the basement. Curiosity gets the best of her, and she ventures downstairs, discovering a room filled with life-sized clown statues. As she looks closer, she realizes one of them isn't a statue but a person dressed as a clown. Panicking, she races upstairs, only to receive a chilling message from the parents. "We don't have a clown statue." Story number 4. The Hook-Handed Man. In a remote lover's lane, a couple parks their car for privacy. They hear a news bulletin warning of an escaped mental patient with a hook for a hand. Terrified, they rush home. When they arrive, they find a bloody hook hanging from the car door handle, realizing the escaped man was hiding in the backseat. Story number 5. The Black-Eyed Children. A chilling story tells of encounters with children who appear on your doorstep, their eyes completely black. They ask to be let inside, claiming they're lost or need help. Those who have let them in report a feeling of dread and misfortune shortly after. It's said that they're malevolent entities seeking to gain entry to your home. Story number 6. The Haunted Mirror. A family inherits an antique mirror with a dark history. They notice strange occurrences like distorted reflections and whispers when they gaze into it. As time passes, the mirror's influence grows, and the family members start to exhibit eerie behavior, eventually disappearing within the mirror's depths. Story number 7. The Smiling Man. Late at night, a man encounters a figure in the distance, dancing erratically on the sidewalk. As he approaches, he notices the man has an unnaturally wide, disturbing smile. The dancing figure begins to follow him silently, maintaining that eerie grin, leaving the man in a state of sheer terror. Story number 8. The Lady in White. In a secluded cemetery, a lady in a white gown is often spotted near a particular tombstone. Legend has it that she's a grieving mother who lost her child tragically. She approaches visitors, seeking help to find her lost child, only to suddenly vanish, leaving behind an eerie feeling of sorrow. Story number 9. The Phantom Road. A winding road through the woods is said to be haunted by a phantom vehicle. Travelers report encountering an old-fashioned car with dim headlights and no driver. The car seems to chase them, disappearing when they reach the road's end. Some believe it's the ghost of a tragic accident victim, forever reliving their final moments. Story number 10. The Midnight Game. Legend has it that if you follow a set of instructions precisely at the stroke of midnight, you can summon a malevolent entity known as the Midnight Man. Once summoned, you must avoid being caught by him in the dark for the entire hour. If he catches you, terrible things are said to happen. Story number 11. The Cursed Painting. In a small art gallery, a mysterious painting is displayed with an unsettling aura. Those who gaze at it claim to hear whispers and experience vivid nightmares. It's believed that the artist used dark rituals and their own blood to create the painting, cursing it with malevolent spirits. Story number 12. The Elevator Ritual. If you're brave enough to enter a certain building's elevator alone and press a specific sequence of buttons, you'll be transported to an alternate dimension. There, you may encounter strange and horrifying entities. The catch is that you must return to your own world before the elevator reaches the 10th floor, or you'll be trapped forever. Story number 13. The Faceless Woman. In an old, abandoned mansion, there's said to be a room that houses a mirror with a sinister secret. When someone gazes into it, their reflection gradually disappears until their face is completely erased. It's believed that the mirror steals the souls of those who dare to look into it. Story number 14. The Haunting of the Doll. A family moves into a new house and finds an antique doll in the attic. Strange occurrences start happening soon after. The doll seems to move on its own, and eerie giggles can be heard in the middle of the night. The family discovers that the doll is possessed by the spirit of a child who died tragically and is seeking company. Story number 15. The footsteps in the snow. During a snowstorm, a woman home alone hears footsteps outside her window. Terrified, she calls the police, and they trace the footprints to her front door. They tell her that there were no footprints leading to her house, only away from it, as if someone or something had been inside. Story number 16. The Room of Whispers. In an old, abandoned asylum, there's a room where the walls are said to whisper the secrets and fears of anyone who enters. Those who spend too long in the room are driven to madness, haunted by the voices that seem to come from nowhere. Story number 17. The Unseen Passenger. While on a long solo road trip, a driver notices a strange sensation of weight in the passenger seat. Though they're alone in the car, they feel an unseen presence beside them, and sometimes, they even hear a faint voice whispering in the wind. The legend suggests it's the ghost of a lost traveler looking for a companion. Story number 18. The Shadow People. People claim to see shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their rooms, often during sleep paralysis. These shadowy entities are said to be malevolent, sometimes even suffocating those who encounter them, leaving a lingering feeling of dread. Story number 19. The Mirror of Memories. In an old antique store, there's a mirror known as the Mirror of Memories. When you look into it, you see visions of your past and future. However, as you continue to gaze into it, you become trapped, unable to break free from the mirror's spell, reliving your life over and over. Story number 20. The Doppelganger. A person encounters their exact double in a place where they shouldn't be, often associated with bad luck or misfortune. These doppelgangers are believed to be omens of impending doom or death, and encountering one's own doppelganger can be a terrifying experience. Story number 21. The Curse of the Ouija Board. A group of friends decides to play with a Ouija board for fun, but things take a dark turn when they unknowingly make contact with an evil spirit. Despite trying to end the session, the spirit continues to haunt them, bringing misfortune and terror into their lives. Story number 22. The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. Classic. A babysitter receives threatening phone calls from a man who warns her to check on the children she's looking after. She eventually calls the police, who trace the call and inform her that the calls are coming from inside the house. She narrowly escapes as the police arrive, finding the intruder hiding upstairs. Story number 23. The Legend of Slender Man. Slender Man is a tall, faceless, and unnaturally slender figure that stalks and abducts children. This legend originated on the internet and gained notoriety, even inspiring real-life incidents. It's said that once you become aware of Slender Man, you're marked for his attention. Story number 24. The Devil's Bridge. In a remote forest, there's a bridge known as the Devil's Bridge. Legend has it that the devil himself built it, and anyone who crosses it after dark will encounter the devil himself. Those who make deals with him are said to pay a terrible price. Story number 25. The Skinwalker. In Native American folklore, a skinwalker is a witch or shaman who can transform into animals. These creatures are said to have malevolent intentions and can mimic the voices of loved ones. Encountering a skinwalker is considered a bad omen, and those who do often face great danger. Story number 26. The Phantom Vlogger. In the age of social media, a mysterious vlogger with no face or discernible identity begins posting videos online. Those who watch the videos report experiencing strange occurrences in their own lives, as if the vlogger's presence has crossed over from the screen to reality. Story number 27. The Eternal Staircase. In an old, abandoned building, there's a staircase that seemingly goes on forever. Those who dare to climb it report feeling disoriented and exhausted, and some even claim to have glimpsed disturbing figures in the shadows as they ascend, never reaching the top. Story number 28. The Disappearing Town. Travelers stumble upon a small, picturesque town in the middle of nowhere. However, when they return to visit it again, the town has vanished without a trace. No one else seems to remember it ever existing, leaving the travelers questioning their own sanity. Story number 29. The Sewer Alligator. In a city with a labyrinthine sewer system, Rumors persist of giant alligators living in the dark tunnels. These creatures are said to have mutated and grown enormous from consuming discarded pets and lab experiments. Occasionally, reports surface of workers encountering massive reptilian eyes in the darkness. Story number 30. The Red Room. An enigmatic website known as the Red Room appears on the dark web. Visitors are met with disturbing and graphic content, and it's rumored that those who enter the Red Room are tracked down and meet horrifying fates. The true nature of the Red Room remains a chilling mystery. The end.